Charlie, many congratulations through to the last 16 on debut. Try and put that feeling into words for us.
Yeah, it's crazy, you know, it's mad, everything's, you know, just sort of dropping into place for me at the minute, and, you know, I can't complain.
You had to show a lot of character in that game from 2-1 down. How proud are you of the way you fought back there?
Yeah, I think it was good. I think I showed in the first game that I can fight back from being behind and, you know, grind wins out, and then second game, you know, I showed that I can be a good front runner as well, you know, dominate the game. So yeah, I thought I did well to fight back, and then, you know, everyone feels like you have a lot of time, but you don't. So everyone thinks I'm a front runner when you're 3-2 up, 2-0 up, but everything can change in seconds, especially in set play.
Into the last 16 now, one win away and getting an automatic tour card into the top 64. What would that mean to you?
Yeah, it'd mean a lot, but, you know, it's the same tournament I started in, and, you know, it'd be great, but, you know, if people don't come to get a tour card on debut, you know, they just want to do well. And I've done well already, tour card or not, you know, regardless. I feel like I've shown what I can do, kind of, because, you know, I haven't even got our second gear yet, and I think that's a scary thing.
And European champion Jan van Veen in the last 16 promises to be a fantastic game. What are you expecting from that? Yeah,
it should be a good game. Yeah, you know, we're good mates with Gian. We're practicing with him last time we played, and, you know, I think it'll just be a good pace and just a good game overall, really.
And like yourself, Jan made his mark on the Dev Tour. He's hopefully achieved really big things over the last couple of years. Is he a bit of a role model for you?
Yeah, he can be. I think everyone's a role model when you're someone like my age, and, you know, you can't look past Littler, can you? What he's done for the game. So, yeah, it can be, but, you know, I want to push further. You know, I'm not looking at just getting a tour card and staying there for years. You know, I want to push in top 16, top 10, top 8. You know, I just want to keep pushing further on.
Well done. Charlie.
Charlie, huge congratulations. When you went in at 2-2, did you sense that the frustration in Ricky? Because after that moment when he let that potential 3-1 lead slip, it was all one-way traffic and his head seemed to go. And did you thrive and pants all over that?
I think so. Like, I always keep my head down when he's throwing and I'm stood behind there. So yeah, it was strange because I never thought it'd happen like that, but it did. So, you know, you've got to take full advantage.
Been a strange World Championship one day. You obviously had Cameron Menzies and now Ricky. Is this the Charlie Manby effect you have on people in games?
I've no idea. I just want to go up there and play my own game, and, you know, if I play my A game, then I've got a good chance against anyone.
You touched around obviously wanting to be you and not being compared to anyone else. All the hype and the press around you coming into this world. So how did you block that out? And do you like just being you, and do you prefer going under the radar, or do you like the limelight and the spotlight being on you?
No, I've always gone under the radar. I think it's a good thing, because, you know, if you go in the limelight and everyone sees it, then you're going to get a lot more pressure on you than if you just go under the radar and, you know, no one really bats an eyelid. You know, 20-year-old lad playing darts, just doing his own thing, sort of thing. So yeah, cheers.
Well done, Charlie. You said about you haven't been out of second gear yet. We've seen the numbers that you can post if you do get up to those top gears. Do you feel like they could come in this tournament still?
Yeah, definitely. I don't see why not. I mean, everyone's seen what I can do, you know, on the development tour, challenge tour, you know. So there's no reason why it shouldn't happen up on that stage.
When we spoke to Gian, he said he was having, as you mentioned, having a practice with you before the match. He said he was smashing you up in the challenges. Can you confirm that story for us?
Yeah, we played 1-2-1 together, and, you know, had a good laugh, and, you know, did that quite comfortably, and then we played 21 tons. So yeah, it was just like I play better against better players, and even practicing with them as well. So, you know, he had his A game, I had my A game, and it was just a good little practice session, which I think we both needed, because, you know, we both performed on that night.
All this media and everything that's come in with being in the last 16 of the World Championships, all pretty new to yourself. Are you enjoying the media side of it? How are you finding it? Yeah,
I think it's good. You know, I think I said before last time, you know, I'm not really a big social media guy, especially leading up to this. I think Keegan Brown told me at Modus, he said, you know, I always turn my phone off, you know, a week before I'm playing, and then, you know, if you keep winning, then just keep it off, sort of thing. So, you know, I've always been a believer of that, and you know, it doesn't really bother me. You know, all the articles what you see, it's just they're all positive anyway, and you don't get any negatives. So, you know, just keep pushing on. It doesn't really matter to me. Cheers.
Hi Charlie, well done on the win. Just on that point, as you've been coming through the ranks, how much advice have you got and taken on board from other players like Keegan Brown, and you've come through the Motors and playing Dev Tour and stuff like that?
Yeah, I've taken a few bits of advice from a few different people. I think I grew up with Peter Jakes in the Huddersfield area, and you know, he's been here before, and you know, it was just good little bits what people don't see that, you know, might help. So you try them, and yeah, it might work, it might not, but it's always in your head, and you always take it into account playing any game.
How important is it to have people like that around you when you are so young, when you are new to this world?
Yeah, it's very important. I think, you know, I've got a good team behind me. You know, my dad was always a good player, and, you know, I surrounded myself by the right people. And, you know, they sort of push me forward as much as I can do. They've just always been behind me no matter what happens.
When we spoke to Gian yesterday, he said that as a young player, he's in the shadow of Luke Littler, and that almost helps him because it takes the limelight off of him and other young players. Do you feel that? And is that almost a good thing for young players, that because Luke Littler has come through, the media attention is on him rather than maybe the other younger players as they're still coming through?
Well, yeah, everything gets revolved around him, doesn't it, because of what he's done, but at the same time, no one's going to do what he's done again. You know, I might do the same this tournament, but I'm not going to be the next Luke Littler because I've not done exactly what he's done. You know, he's just took the world by storm. I'm Charlie Manby, I'm not Luke Littler. I'm not going to be like him.
Well done today, Charlie. Thanks very much.
Cheers.
Congratulations, Charlie. In the early part of that match, there were a fair few missed doubles. Was that down to sort of the pressure of the occasion, or was that just down to sort of the match itself?
Not really. I think it was just maybe, you know, it's always been a part of my game what I do struggle with. I am trying to work on it, and I have been for the past 6 months. Yeah, it's just always been one of them things where, you know, I can score with anyone, but, you know, when it comes to finishing, you know, key checkouts, you're playing top players out from, you know, 60 to 120 has to go, and it's just as simple as that, really. But then when I do win my first leg and do it that first double, I do settle down quite a lot.
And you were backed by a hell of a lot of your family and friends today. How important are they in your career to keep you grounded and, you know, push you on to that next level? Yeah,
they are very important, and I think it's a big thing in darts. It's a lonely place up there, you know, and I think it meant a lot to me today because, you know, I wanted the same people with me, the same backing, the same following, and, you know, my girlfriend couldn't come today, you know, she was struggling to get it off work, and, you know, I kind of had to put that to one side, but it was sort of heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking for both of us because she wants to be here as much as I do. And, you know, I just had to put it to one side and dealt with it quite well. But, yeah, they are very important.
And after your first round, when you said it was back on the brick lane the next day, how close are you to sort of lowering down those hours or giving that up?
Yeah, it's well, it's one of them. I know, obviously, people at work, they do support me. They're here now. And, yeah, they always said to me, it's like, you know, if you want to do your own thing and, you know, crack on, do it, because you've got the opportunity there to do it. So, but then at the same time, they always say, you've always got work if you want it.
Congratulations.
Cheers.
I've been told you're a talented cricket player. Was there ever a time where you had to decide whether to be a cricketer or a dart player?
Who's told you that?
Rod Stud.
Well, he's wrong. I enjoyed playing cricket. I was never any good at it. I think it was just a good thing having a laugh with my mates. But yeah, it was never really an issue with darts. You know, darts always came first. You know, you always have I had a better opportunity in darts than cricket by a mile.
Yeah.
You know, by a long way. So yeah, it was never really in the question, really.
You say darts is a lonely place, though, but do your cricket club teammates back home, are they giving you a lot of support? Are they badgering you for tickets? That kind of thing?
Then people are always going to want to come, especially on debut, and they're always going to try to get tickets off you. But, you know, it's the end of the day, it's who I want there. And, you know, I've got a lot of close family and friends who want to come. You know, my granddad couldn't come the first 2 times, and he's come today. You know, a 78-year-old lad. You know, he struggles with it, but you know, at the end of the day, I wanted him to come more than anyone else.
And that meant a lot to you, him being there?
Yeah, definitely. I think it was one of them things where, you know, you want your close family there. You know, my girlfriend's not here today, and you know that were heartbreaking enough. But you know, the closest thing that I could do was make my granddad come. So, you know, he's loved it. He's had a great day. So.
You say you're not very good at cricket, but would you have fancied your chances taking a wicket on that Melbourne wicket?
No.
No. Even though 20 went in one time.
I can't play cricket. I'm rubbish. Everyone back home will tell you as well at the club. You know,
I've seen you in a
totally
first 11 in Huddersfield, though. A good club.
Yeah, a decent club, but you know, I was just making up numbers. They were short 1 week.
Fair enough. Very well, congratulations.
Cheers.
Hi mate, congrats. You were asked earlier about pouncing on Ricky's frustration. Was there a point in the game where you felt you were in full control from that point? Did you feel there was a turning point?
No, because things can turn so easily in set play. You feel like, yeah, you are in front and you do feel a bit more comfortable, but you can't get too contest mentis and think, you know, you've already won it before you want, because things can change so quickly. You know, like I said earlier, 3 sets up, 2 legs up. You know, you only need 1 more leg, but you know, it's not as easy as people think up there.
And secondly, will you be treating this next round like any other, or will it be a mental change for you going forward?
No, I just want to be myself and treat it the exact same way I've done. You know, I wanted to keep it, you know, over Christmas. I wanted to keep everything like I normally do. You know, and sort of forget about darts for a couple of days, and then, you know, obviously hit it hard then, and coming back to a day like today.
Charlie, your missus, what does she do for a job? Was she able to watch you during the afternoon?
She has managed to. She works for Trust Ford in Huddersfield as admin, so yeah, she was absolutely good. Like, her manager's been all right with her. You know, letting her have a couple of days off here and there, but you know, I think it was too much this time. But you know, like this happens often. Do you know what I mean? I think it was just a bit out of order. So.
Can she come tomorrow, or is that still difficult?
Well, I'm going to try and make her. You know, I think people don't understand. You know, especially him as a local lad, supporting a local lad. They've got to understand, you know, things might not work out the same if she's not here or not.
And the Manby clan, how many people have you got there? Look like quite a few people were celebrating.
Yeah, I've got a few. You know, there's loads watching at home. A lot of people are working in between Christmas and New Year, but managed to get half a day in so they can go to the pub and watch it.
Hi Charlie, well done today. You spoke a little earlier in this press conference about wanting not just to get the tour card, but to push on even further. I appreciate you've got a lot to think about with your next match in this tournament, but say if you fast forward 12 months, what do you want to have achieved by the time you come to Ali Pali next year?
Well, there's not a definite reason why I'll be here again as of yet. Mm-hmm. So I just want to take it day by day and tournament by tournament and just crack on with what sort of brings, what this brings, and you know, Q school and stuff like that. If I'm not to get a tour card and stuff like that, I just want to be myself. And you know, this is year 1 of doing everything. You know, I went to Q school for the first time in January, and you know, it might not have gone to plan, but you know, I'm still here, and you know, I'm with the best in the world, aren't I? So.
I sense you will be here next year, but yeah, congratulations again.
Thank you.
Okay, last one or two. Congratulations, Charlie. How did you enjoy this dance from Ricky when he came up stage?
Yeah, it was good. I enjoy that. I think it's just, you know, the crowd are here for a reason. They want to enjoy it. They want to have fun. So yeah, I thought he did quite well with that, and you know, I enjoyed it myself.
Will we ever see something like this from you? Are you a showman like him, or?
Yeah, maybe not. To be fair. You know, I think my walk-on and the nickname goes well together, and people enjoy it. So, yeah, it's just one of the things. I can't see me grabbing a couple of pom-poms and dancing around.
Thank you, Charlie.